Sup, y'all? Back in the building. Today's topic I want to talk about people basically staying at their parents' house longer. I don't know if a lot of y'all noticed that, but it used to be a thing where people left their parents' house at about age 18. You know what I'm saying? Some people even before that. Nowadays, we reached a time where people was going well into their 20s, 30s, still living at their parents' house. Now, but back in the days, it used to be people would clown you if you stayed past 18 to 22 or past college. If you were still living there, it was a source of embarrassment. It was something to be embarrassed about. Nowadays, it's kind of the norm. So I wanted to get into that. As we speak, I'm broadcasting live from my mama's basement. Straight up. Not embarrassed neither. I got plans, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, but I got plans. I'm not somebody that's just here and has no goals or ambition towards leaving. I'm somebody who's has a plan, putting it together, but it doesn't make sense for me to spend resources and money putting into an apartment that I'm probably never going to be at because I'm going to be out there promoting my business. That's what I personally have no problem with. As long as you have some type of goal and ambition and reason as to why you're still there, as opposed to you just ain't trying to lead a nest, or you just immature or whatever, for whatever reason. But me personally, first and foremost, I feel like things just changed. Like when I was in college around from 2006 to 2011. And I say by my sophomore to junior year, that's when the whole financial crisis happened. You know what I'm saying? The recession, the Great Recession as they call it now. And we knew once we got out of college, there wasn't going to be jobs for us. You know what I'm saying? We knew we was going to be doing we didn't know what the fuck was going on. We didn't know what the hell we was going. We knew it wasn't going to be a good situation. The economy was going south. Job growth had stalled. There wasn't much opportunity out there. That's just a fact. So we knew when we left college, there wasn't much for us to do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of businesses had gone south. Not a lot of jobs out here. That's just what it was. So I feel like our generation, we have a excuse, so to speak, because like I said, there was a recession. I mean, what you want us to do? There's no jobs. We got these degrees and the world just maybe was born in the wrong time, or what do you want to say? But a lot of people might not look at that as a great reason, but hey man, it is what it is. People just born in different times. Different circumstances cause for different actions from different individuals. You know what I'm saying? If we had graduated during a time where there was positive job growth and the economy was booming, then of course, we would have left, got great jobs, and been out of it. But since a lot of us ended up doing jobs that we didn't need a college degree for. A lot of us ended up doing retail. Me, I'm at the group home now. A lot of people doing that. A lot of people at the hospital. All these kind of different jobs that we didn't need degrees for. There's people with master's degrees working at fast food restaurants and Walmart. I'm saying crazy shit like that. That's just the nature of the economy. That's capitalism. Sometimes you up, sometimes you down. I just happened to grow up in a time where when I graduated college, the whole economy was down. I don't feel like my generation has anything to be embarrassed about. It is what it is. But like I said, as long as you have goals and ambitions that you're working towards, as long as you have a plan as to what you're going to do, I always wanted to make sure that when I left, I never had to come back. You know what I'm saying? I see my sister go out there like a bat out of hell. You know what I'm saying? And she ended up she lost her job, had some kids, ended up having to come back. I didn't want that to be me. Once I left, I want to make sure I really left, never had to come back, had a career that I was at where the potential for growth was unlimited. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to just go out there with a 9-to-5 and not know what I'm doing, not have any type of direction in life. But yet I'm like, oh well, I'm leaving the nest. I'm headed out there only to come back in shame and embarrassment. I'd rather have never leave and just sit there, put the plan together, and eventually soar out the nest where I could fly, and then one day even help my mom pay some of the bills. But the funny thing about it is the attitudes that we have towards it is kind of strange, because when I'm always somebody, I've always been like a worldly person. I came to this country from another country. I wasn't just focused on what was going on here. I always like learning about other cultures and what their lifestyles. And this whole leaving the nest thing, this is pretty much, I don't want to say only an American thing, but America's the only one that puts a lot of emphasis on it, because other countries, it's normal to have a bunch of different generations living under one roof. A lot of Chinese or Asian cultures that I read about, you'll have sometimes even like the great grandparents, parents, aunts, uncles, the whole family living under one roof. And honestly, to be honest with you, studies show that, those are great environments. The level of stress in those environments is extremely low. There's always somebody for you to talk to. There's always a babysitter. You'd never be lonely. You're around your whole family. And, in America, you might have the grandparents living in one state, parents living in one state, brothers, sisters living in other states. kids grow up, move to other states. So you got family spread out all across the country. And America's really, I don't want to say the only place that does this. I mean, for the most part, you know, different countries, families, they don't live too far apart. But America, it's normal for people just be all over the place, you know. So you start to see why a lot of people, they start to feel alone. They start to feel lonely. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have your family spread out all over the country, nobody to talk to when you need it. You know, if you need help, let's say you have an old person and they fall in the house. Well, if the whole family lives there, there's a bunch of people to help them out. You know what I'm saying? You live by yourself. I mean, my next door neighbor is an old lady. She lives by herself. She's been living by herself since we moved into this house. If she, you know, God bid she was to fall in the house, she might end up dying, you know what I'm saying, because there's nobody around. And if she can't scream loud enough for the neighbors to hear, that would be crazy. You know, I don't want to be in that type of environment. So I'm starting to actually rethink my whole views on leaving. You know, I want the family to live together. I want to live in a big house with a big family. There's always somebody to talk to. Again, you know, always somebody to help you when you need the help. You know, I know in a lot of the Spanish people, you know, they come to this country. You know, I'm from the East Coast, so I'm used to a lot of Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. You know, they come to this country. A lot of them, just out of pure necessity, they have to live all under one roof. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Americans who was already here will make fun of them and clown them. You know what I'm saying? But next thing you know, they're buying entire neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because they all live together, they work together, and since there's so many of them, you know, they're all putting in for the bill. The bill's a lot cheaper. They're able to save more money, you know, start their own businesses, and then the whole family works in the store, buy their own houses. They have so much influence in Providence, you know, especially on like the South Side and Broad Street. They changed the name of it to San Juan Boulevard. I mean, that's the type of influence that they have now, and it's all from living and working together, staying under one roof. So, you know, my views is definitely evolving on this. It was a point where I felt kind of like a disappointment, like, oh, so living in my mom's house and all that. But, you know, my views on that are starting to change. And if I could have a situation one day where I'm able to build my nest, and I definitely want to have the whole family there. You know, I don't want to put my mom in some home, or, you know, that's what the white people do. No offense, but, you know, not all white people either. But that's how it's looked upon. Like, you know, you don't want to deal with them, put them in a home. You know, I don't think that I'm sure if I was old, I wouldn't want somebody to put me in a home. You know, I'm sure you wouldn't want somebody to just throw you in a home with a bunch of other old people that you don't know. You'd rather live with family. You know, and again, if the entire family's there, the entire family can help out when the older people need help. And I feel like, you know, as a black man, that's something that we could do. You know, right now, we're, you know, in the current situation that we're in, you know, it's almost like every man for themselves in the black community. You know, there really is no black community to think about it, you know, because people don't work together. People don't live together. People, again, we try to do what the white people do, which is leave the nest at whatever age and try to do our own thing. But the truth is, we don't have the resources that they have. A lot of their parents, you know, they don't need their kids to help pay the mortgage and all that. So if we want to improve our economics, improve our base, I think families need to start coming back together, having different generations from great-grandparents to whoever's still alive, all living under one roof. You know what I'm saying? So you got all these people living and working under one roof. The bills is going to be cheaper. You know what I'm saying? From the mortgage to the grocery bill, every bill is going to be cheaper. You got so many people living together. On top of that, we'll be able to save more of our money. We save more of our money. We all bank at the same bank. I mean, imagine a bank having, you know, like 20 people from one family all banking at that same place. Then you have like a matriarch or a patriarch, excuse me, that handles all of it. And he could say, look, I got 20 people under me, 20 family members that we're going to bank with you, but we're gonna need some goodwill. When we need a loan, we're gonna be able to need a loan to get a loan. If I'm gonna bring 20 customers to you, you know, I'm gonna need some, like I said, some goodwill. And then we're gonna be able to buy land, buy businesses, buy houses, so that the next generation don't have to worry about that. The house is already paid for. They don't have to go out and get a job. Family owns businesses. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's the way we're going to build our economics and eventually start, you know, planning for the future, teaching our kids fiscal responsibility, the whole 9 yards. But we got to come together, you know. So we need to stop thinking about leaving the nest and think more about building the nest. Like I say, it's just my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wants to be an individual, but guess what? When you're an individual, you out there, you want to be independent and all that. When things are going good, things is good. But when things are going bad, you by yourself, nobody to help you. You know, just something to think about. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.